नमस्कार, मैं हूं प्रोफेसर जेता और बुंदेलखंड एक्सप्रेस में आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। हर सप्ताह की तरह इस सप्ताह भी कुछ ज्वलंत मुद्दा, कुछ महत्वपूर्ण प्रश्न और कुछ महत्वपूर्ण जागृति से संबंधित विषय को लेकर हम आपके सामने आते हैं। तो इस सप्ताह भी हमारे पास एक ऐसा ही विषय है जो ज्वलंत भी है, महत्वपूर्ण भी है और आम जनता की समझ तक पहुंचने का एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण कारण भी है, और वो है हमारा पर्यावरण और पर्यावरण का क्षरण या मानव अतिक्रमण। इंग्लिश में जिसे कहते हैं हम एनवायरमेंटल डिग्रेडेशन। दिस इज वन ऑफ द मेजर इंपॉर्टेंट इश्यूज एज वी गो टू द हिल स्टेशंस, एज वी गो टू द हिलॉक्स। चाहे हम शिमला पहुंच जाएं या हम केदारनाथ पहुंच जाएं, अभी फिलहाल जोशीमठ की बात चल रही है, या फिर डलहौजी चले जाएं या फिर मनाली पहुंच जाएं। इन जगहों पे हमने देखा कि जिस प्रकार से जनसंख्या का घनत्व बढ़ता गया और वहां पर जिस प्रकार से व्यवसाय का विकास हुआ, वैसे ही हमें वहां एनवायरमेंटल क्षरण यानी एनवायरमेंटल डिग्रेडेशन भी देखने को मिला, जिसका परिणाम हमारे सामने है, चाहे वो हरिद्वार हो या ऋषिकेश हो। एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण मुद्दा हम आज जानने की कोशिश करेंगे अपनी टीम के साथ कि इसके पीछे कारण क्या है और कैसे इस डिग्रेडेशन को हम बचा सकते हैं एक सामान्य जानकारी के द्वारा। तो सबसे पहले हम चलते हैं, वी स्विच ओवर टू मनीष फॉर हिज फर्स्ट टेक ऑन द टॉपिक। Manish.
I think, sir, development is going on everywhere. And as per the example of Joshimath, it's a very serious example that it is the cause of development. There was, huge work, tunnel work is going on, and because of that, the degradation of environment is we are seeing there. But, sir, I think that, sir, development is also important. And I think this kind of allegation only put on developing country. This kind of allegation is not for developed country. Like there's a China, there's America, there's a Russia. They are doing some huge changes in their environment. Despite no one can put finger on it. We have the example of China Three Gorges Dam. That because of this dam, the speed of Earth is becoming very slow. So even then, no one can put finger on China. America, we have seen that how they are developing atomic energy, and they are developing huge bomb, and maybe they have used, and in future they can use. So there's no also problem with America. There's no also problem with Russia. But problem is with the developing country, the whole world looking from developing country that they should implement that kind of policy which environment can save, by which the all atmosphere will good, but it is not for developed countries. So I think somewhere or the other partiality is there. So I think that it should not be there. The calculated development should be there, by which we can save our environment and we can save our atmosphere. But I think, sir, we should not always make responsibility, create responsibility of small country and developing country.
Like it's a very very huge issue that Manish has raised. ये एक अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर मनीष ने इसकी चर्चा की कि बहुत सारे ऐसे विकसित देश हैं जहाँ पे एनवायरनमेंट के साथ छेड़छाड़ हुआ और एनवायरनमेंट को वहाँ पे चेंज किया गया, एनवायरनमेंट ने अफेक्ट किया और वहाँ पे विकास हुआ। लेकिन जब ये बात आती है छोटे देशों की, विकासशील देशों की, और ऐसे देशों में जब ये परिवर्तन होता है तो उसके पीछे बहुत सारी बातें, मीडिया, लोग और यहाँ वहाँ की बातें होती है। लेकिन कुल मिलाकर यह महत्वपूर्ण है कि परिवर्तन प्रकृति का अपरिवर्तनीय नियम है। ये परिवर्तन होना चाहिए यदि हम विकास के क्रम की ओर बढ़ रहे हैं। परंतु फिर प्रश्न ये है कि इन परिवर्तनों से क्या असर नहीं पड़ रहा वहाँ के समाज पर, वहाँ के लोगों पर, वहाँ के जलवायु पर, वगैरह वगैरह। इन बातों को जानने के लिए हम चलते हैं अपने दूसरे पार्टिसिपेंट की ओर, और पार्टिसिपेंट है हर्ष। हर्ष, वेयर इज योर व्यू अबाउट इट?
Thank you, sir, for having me. So once upon a time in a British Parliament, there is one greatest speech of Dr. Shashi Tharoor. Dr. Shashi Tharoor says that the industrial revolution of United Kingdom made Asia and Africa unindustrial nations. Sir, how? Actually, he wants to say that the power of taking sources from other nation, they are destroying the ecosystem of others' nature, others' countries' nature, and that the thing, whenever we push the limit of nature, that time nature shows our reality. We are human. We can't do anything in front of nature. Mother Nature always gives us strength, gives us power, gives us knowledge, but whenever we touch him, whenever we try to ignore him, that time it's become a horrible for us.
Okay, so this is a very important take. The important take is that we should understand nature. We should try to take supplement from nature. We should understand nature. We should interact with nature, but we should not encroach. We should not break the laws of nature. Nature, if we break the laws of nature, then nature will revolt against human being. Manish, I'll take this comment from you because what he has spoken is in fact entirely different from what you think.
Actually, sir, why it's happened that always we need things from the poor person. It's happened not only on international level, but national level is also this kind of thing is going on. Because sir, I have seen that on the name of metro, there's a huge cutting of forest in Mumbai, in Delhi, in other places. But when the development of Bundelkhand is concerned, here if we are cutting forest for diamonds, so there's a huge revolt against them, and there was too many what we can say social activists are active here. They are protesting that they should not general should not cut because it is the bad impact on nature. But they don't understand that Bundelkhand is a backward area. How many persons get employment from there? How many revenue can get by that area? And that work can develop.
But Manish, do you not accept that deforestation or cutting of forest will affect the climate of Bundelkhand, the climate which already has a scarcity of water, rainfall, and if you do not have forest, then we will not have rainfalls.
Okay, sir, I'm totally agree with you. But sir, these all rule and regulations is not for. Why it is not for Maharashtra? Why it is not for South Indians? State. Why it is not for?
No, it happened. It happened in Bangalore also a few years ago. There was a problem with Bangalore because the river was obstructed. The people started living beside the rivers, and then there was so much of garbage on the river, and finally there was a huge flood, destroying the habitation of the areas around the river. But we'll take this comment to other people also, and let's see where we come to the conclusion. Rishabh, what is your view on environmental degradation?
I feel that the environmental degradation, it is happening because the population is too much, and afforestation is happening, and mostly in India, the natural habitat that lives besides the rivers and in the forest, it is also due to that. So in order to you have to stop the environmental degradation. As Manish rightly mentioned that it is also brings upon the responsibility of developing countries. But I feel that it is not due to of the developing countries. It also depends on the certain indexes in the developing countries. For example, in developing countries, the people they can get out of control in order to using the natural resources. But in planned countries, strategic countries, it is always like everything is controlled under the government.
Okay, so this is also very, very important, whether it is controlled by the government or not controlled by the government. You see, I have a general feeling that in all these hilly areas, hill stations, where these hill stations are known for tourism, maybe a religious tourism we can say, where you have too many people have started their business, and they have started living around that area, which put lot of pressure on land, and that is why one of the reasons is there is a landslide. And then you see whenever there is a flow of river, the sides of the river are basically submerged, and there is a loss of property and human beings. But let's see what Khushi has to speak on it.
Sir, I think people are destroying the forest from their needs, from their uses. They are making farmhouse in the middle forest. They are doing deforestation. So it impacts much in our earth. They are destroying our origin only, because Manisha said that the three. So the dam, sir, it's reduced the rotation of Earth of 0.06 microseconds. So it is affecting too much to.
Okay, but लेकिन जो महत्वपूर्ण जगह है, जैसे कि केदारनाथ है, बद्रीनाथ है, जोशी मठ है, या फिर हम बात करें हरिद्वार है, ऋषिकेश है, यहाँ पे जनसंख्या का घनत्व बहुत बढ़ गया। लोग बिजनेस करने के लिए वहां आके सेटल हो गए, होटल बिजनेस बहुत सारे शुरू हो गए, एक ही पत्थर पर कई मकान बन गए, प्रेशर लैंड पर ज्यादा पड़ा, सॉइल कमजोर है नीचे का, विदाउट टेस्टिंग इट वी डू इट। सो ऐसे में जब बेस कमजोर होता है तो ये सारे टूटते हैं, गिरते हैं। तो इनका भी एक असर पड़ता है हमारे जनसंख्या पे, और जनसंख्या भी इस पे असर डालती है। Hari, what is your take on this?
Yes, sir. For environment degradation, sir. Firstly, sir, we should understand for our nature. And sir, now we have an example of Joshimath.
Yes.
And sir, they are 1916. Sir, they make one committee, and this says this place is not good for living, and their soil is very lower, and we should understand, and they are also not have a drainage system, and so water will increase in
True. This is an important factor. Let's see what she has to speak. Yes. Babri?
So according to me, nowadays people are getting too much comfort zone, so they are cutting trees, and so because of it, it is happening. Or second one, sir, because of population, they have too much population. And sir, I want to say something about Joshimath. Sir, in 1939, one book have told Center Himalaya. They have told in that book, in Joshimath there should be remain a small place. There should not going on work because it is not a good place for living.
Okay.
I want to raise one point here. I am a little bit disagree with the Bubbly's point. So just remember, there is a one village, and after some time, the people of village getting job, become rich. So they made their home a very good in a very richy house. This is the fact. This is the responsibility of the policymakers of the nation. The villagers are not responsible for the decreasing the Joshimath. This is the whole the responsibility of the policymakers. So what are they doing at that time from 1960 to 2023? They are sleeping? No. This is the responsibility of the policymakers, the government, the administration. If they don't have any control on the Joshimath,
This is something which is very important to question, whether a government is responsible or the people living there. They have their own moral responsibilities not to expand too much so as to put pressure on the land and see the fatal days. Yes, Rishabh.
I want to put one point here that it happens in
Loud.
India. It happens always in India that we always try to make something very complicated. So from my view, while putting too much pressure, it's all fine. But no, there has to be three things. First thing is that no, you have to give the understanding of the mother nature, how it reverts back. Second, you need to implement the corporate social responsibility in India. It's very less. And then there has to be the government responsibility. These two things, and heavy fine has to be levied upon all these things, especially on the corporate responsibility, because the corporate houses, there are no special responsibilities. In the name of corporate responsibility, they only give certain foods.
Right. So we need to. Yes, Manish, you want to say
I
something?
would like to tell here that sir, as far as the corporate responsibility is concerned, as far as the government responsibility is concerned, I think sir, there's a more than thousands policies going on like that in whole India. But if there's a single defect of one policy is there, so we should not put finger. We should not raise it on international level, because in whole world there's a too many accident is there like that, but no one can raise. But as far as India is concerned, the Indians, few activists and some medias are raising this kind of matter on international level to defame the Indian government and Indian policy. Somewhere or other, this kind of thing it's like an accident. It can happen
Actually,
anywhere.
no, but this is what actually these people are saying. In fact, Rishabh has also pointed out. It's why do we always blame government for this? Because government never encourages people to go out of books, to go out of rule. But then if you expect government to look at each and every problem and each and every rule to be implemented properly. It is, thinking too much about the government. Hold on, I'll just come to it. When it is a corporate social responsibility, it is the responsibility of the villagers also. It is the responsibility of we people also. Sorry. Some 10 years ago, suppose there was a place called Joshimath where there were around 100 lodges or say hotels, but now it has doubled. Now once it has doubled, there is a pressure, and the people are not from that area only. The people have migrated from other neighboring areas to these hill stations to develop their business. Now this is also one of the reasons that you are going to a place, you are cutting the trees, you are encroaching the mountains, and despite the fact that you know that the soil is loose, there is a loose sand, you try to establish your own living and eke out your living. So it's a problem of the people also. They should understand their responsibility, that it is too much asking for from a place.
So that's the reason why I'm raising point against the policy makers. People cut the tree, people cut the whole forest, and this is the responsibility of the government and the administration to control on them.
You see, hold on. When we see that we commit crimes, it is the responsibility of the police to catch us. It's instead of saying this, we should say this, that we should educate people not to commit crimes.
So
I mean, it's better not to commit crimes rather than commit crimes and ask police to arrest.
So since 1947, we educate people, but end of the day, we are unable to teach them. That time when the father unable to teach their son discipline, that time to slap him.
Yes, that means you accept the fact that there has been wrong on the part of the people.
Yes, sir.
The people never understood their responsibility, because it's not a question of Joshimath only. It's a question of Kedarnath, Badrinath,
yes, sir.
All these important religious shrines and places have been affected with the same problem.
So with the same
today
problem
or tomorrow, the same problem will occur in these areas
in 2050, Chennai, Mumbai, this city will be under the ocean, sir. Just because of human things.
But my question is, when the government makes a dam, we raise issues.
Yes.
When the government tries to develop roadways, we make issue. But we don't make issue when people encroach the areas and establish their small huts and restaurants. Manish, have you seen a small rock or a big piece of a rock, and people have built their house on the rock, and the rock is based on loose sand? So do you not think that it is the responsibility of the people of the area also?
I think, sir, that's a responsibility of common people, that they have to understand that where should they have to make their house or not. I think somewhere or other, sir, it is also responsibility of our policy maker also. What happens nowadays, sir, unemployment problem is the biggest problem. We have to understand the private problem of common people, and I think where they need little bit what we can say, a little bit development of themselves, little bit business development of themselves, they go there and they develop their business.
Manish, you mentioned that we have an unemployment problem, so it is alright. So do you basically want to say that Robin Hood kind of a thing is also good because there is a problem of unemployment? I mean, we cannot appreciate this also.
Yes, sir, we can.
We have an unemployment problem, but it does not mean that we have an unemployment problem, so we do something which is wrong.
Yes, sir, I think that it is wrong, it should not be there, but people have to understand their moral responsibility. I think, sir, but when there is a thirsty, when there is a quench of any person, sir, no one can understand that the morality of this world. कहीं ना कहीं जब भूख लगती है, प्यास लगती है, तो सारी morality सर एक तरफ रखी रह जाती है. लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं सर हमें सर केवल आम लोगों को और केवल लोगों की मजबूरियों को हम केवल इंगित करते रहेंगे और कहते रहेंगे कि ये चीज मतलब इसके लिए सबसे ज्यादा रिस्पॉन्सिबल है, सर ये भी नहीं है.
नहीं, लेकिन मानव अतिक्रमण तो है इन शरण के पीछे कारण कहीं ना कहीं.
Yes, sir, it's somewhere or other, it's true that the human encroachment is responsible for that.
Sir, I want to say two last things. First of all, Manish sir raising the point, the international media always try to defame the Indian government. This is absolutely right, sir. Our NSA National Security Advisor, Mr. Ajit Doval, says that
Because Indian media does not raise questions. That is why international media raise questions.
Sir, no, sir. So there is an issue, sir. We have a fourth time of a war.
See, I have read and seen Indian media saying that some of the parts of the Indian media saying that it is because of the construction made by government roads and all those things. But prior to that, you have to see that the whole problem has cropped up because of the people of that village only.
Sir, I want to say that first of all, I want to complete my sentence, sir. We have a four type of warfare, sir. First stage of warfare, second stage of warfare, third stage of warfare, and fourth stage. The most dangerous warfare is fourth stage warfare, because in the fourth generation of warfare, I am not attacking on you. I create a particular group in your country that always support me.
Definitely.
So that international think tank, you know what I mean? Some international think tanks, they sit on their nation and they create unstable India. This is the first point. And the second point is the people who don't have a basic knowledge of environment, they always support wrong people. This is the point, and I think this is the whole responsibility of the government. We give them a vote to control the economy, to control the polity, and control the our nature system.
Okay. Do you want to add something to it in the whole discussion?
Sir,
Yeah.
Sir, I want to add something. I disagree to hers because policy maker always make policy good, and sir, they have made policy 1980 Consumer Protection Act 90, and they amend in 2002 and 2019, and they mention Joshimath. Sir, this place is not good for living, and this place is situated on tectonic plates, and whenever any natural disaster will come, so they will have to face the problem. So despite people settle there.
I think sir, that this kind of accidents happen since ancient time. It's not a modern modern.
The island of Krakatoa in 1880s, it blew apart suddenly, and the whole population was gone in one fraction of a time. So it's true that sometimes it is accident in history.
That thing is done by the nature.
Yeah.
Sir, I think the government should make a strict decision because people will not understand. They want to make their benefits. They will definitely go in the tourist place and they will do their business.
कुल मिलाके सरकार को लॉज को और स्ट्रिंजेंट बनाना चाहिए और स्ट्रिंजेंट लॉज को लागू भी करना चाहिए so that the person who defies should get the proper punishment. Is it so that you want to speak? Yes.
Not only make the policies that the Hari says that act, a particular act, but we should implement with the force, with the discipline also.
That's what we should make it stringent so that every defier should be punished.
But we should also understand what government is saying. Sir, they saying for developing for us and they for saving for us.
The question is sometimes the policies of the government are not properly communicated to the village people. They do not know, they do not understand. Many of the policies are there which have not gone to them. So it is the responsibility of either the government or the people to take these policies to the people also. Yes, Manish.
सर मैं केवल इतना ही कहना चाहता हूँ कि ये दुनिया का नियम है कि जब कोई बड़ा आदमी गलती करता है तो वो फैशन माना जाता है, जब छोटा आदमी गलती करता है तो अपराध माना जाता है।
नहीं, इसका दूसरा भी है, जब बड़ा आदमी गलती करता है तो उसे बहुत बड़ी गलती मानी जाती है और जब छोटा आदमी गलती करता है तो उसे भूल भी जाते हैं।
Maybe sir it's happened, but sir I think as far as the middle class is concerned, like a country like India, which is developed country, if we commit any mistakes, it's always raised on international level. But I think it's a part of development, it's a part of circle, it's a part of our journey. So I think if this kind of accident is here, we have to be careful about it, but we should not forget about the way of development because we have also right to become a developed country, and I think in the way of this journey, if we face little bit accidents,
I want to ask one last question. If you are the administration controller, if you are the CM of Joshimath, Uttarakhand, what will you do for saving Joshimath?
Actually, I think that whatever happens, it happens because of some construction is going on. media is raising this question that it's happened because of some construction, but this construction is also important because population is there. They also need too many things. They also need electricity. They also need drinking water. They also need all kind of things. So I think that this kind of thing is it's a part of job. We can't say that we can save totally our whole country. We cannot. There will not be any kind of accident. No, it's a part of job, and it's happened with the passage of time. So we should not worry too much about it. We should always focus our last destination. We have to be developed country, and we have to be we have to right to develop ourselves.
So इस डिस्कशंस को खत्म करने से पहले दो तीन बातें बहुत महत्वपूर्ण हैं। पहली बात तो ये है कि जब हम अपने देश में परिवर्तन और विकास की ओर बढ़ने का प्रयास करते हैं तो ऐसा अक्सर होता है कि अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मीडिया हमारी तरफ उंगली उठाती है। 19वीं सदी में एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण घटना घटी जिसे कहते हैं समाज धर्म समाज सुधार आंदोलन। इस आंदोलन का जो मुख्य ध्येय था वो ये था कि यदि हमारे यहाँ कुछ गड़बड़ी है तो हम उसे सुधारेंगे और बेहतर करेंगे। हम विदेशी ताकतों की बातों पर नहीं जाएंगे, ना ही उन्हें स्वीकार करेंगे। So we have nothing to do with the international media, as Manisha has mentioned in the very beginning of the discussion that बड़े-बड़े देशों ने बहुत बड़ी-बड़ी गलतियां की हैं जिससे पृथ्वी की गति प्रभावित हुई है। हमने कोई बहुत बड़ी गलती नहीं की। हम अपने इतिहास में दुर्घटनाओं से सीखते हैं और सीखने के बाद उसे बेहतर करने का प्रयास करते हैं। जहाँ तक विकास का सवाल है, जोशीमठ हो या कोई भी ऐसी जगह हो, सरकार हो, शासन हो, देश हो, जनता हो, उसके विकास का प्रयास करती है और हम समय समय पर अपने रोजगार के साधन भी ढूंढते हैं। इनके बीच में टकराव ना हो, इनके बीच में समन्वय हो और फिर हम विकास की धारा को आगे बढ़ा सकें। इसी उद्देश्य के साथ हम ये जागृति और जागरण भी अपने साथ लेके चलेंगे और अपने पर्यावरण को बेहतर करने का प्रयास भी करेंगे। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद इस डिस्कशन को ज्वाइन करने के लिए। हम अगले सप्ताह फिर एक नए टॉपिक पे आपके साथ एक डिस्कशन लेके आएंगे। थैंक यू फॉर बीइंग विद अस। थैंक यू।